I am an actor based out of New York City, but I originate from Houston, Texas. I've done a lot of work all over the country, but I spent a lot of time in Atlanta. I went to undergrad at Morehouse College, and I spent some time there as an actor. I went to grad school at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, got an MFA in acting. Came back to Atlanta to do some more work, and I moved to New York in about 2007 to begin a stage career in New York.
That is wonderful. So you went to Morehouse, huh?
I did indeed.
Wow. How was that experience there?
Oh man, it was just a blessing. I just think that it's one of our great institutions that really fill a niche, in terms of developing leaders in the African American community.
Yes.
And that's what I aspire to be one day. And hopefully, I'm a leader to some degree, with the work I do in the theater.
Right.
Every time you step out on the stage, I hope to represent Black humanity in a more fuller picture than we normally get,
Exactly.
from film and television. And I think that's what I love most about August Wilson's writing, is that he shows our whole self, the good, the bad, the ugly. But it's all wonderful, and hopefully when you see the show, you see people who you recognize.
Right.
I think that's what, going back to Morehouse, I think that's what Morehouse strives to do, is to play off of your show, Unheard Voices. It strives to give a voice to those of us who have just been marginalized.
Exactly.
And so, so hopefully I can be a leader in that respect. Wilson's plays in this 10-play cycle. He wrote a play for each decade of the 20th century. And this is the 1970s play. And it's basically a story about this group of men who were employed at this jitney station in Pittsburgh, in the Hill District. Certain reputable taxi cab companies would not service certain areas. And so we as a community had to provide our own services. And this is one of the jitney stations, the cab driving stations that would service our people in that district. And so it's a great hub of information that comes in. As you can imagine, they're going and spread people out all over the community, so they're coming in with stories from all over the community. And with stories come with some conflicts, and some wires get crossed, and so it's a fantastic slice of life of this community in the 1970s in the Hill District of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And it has a lot of soul and a lot of funk. And I just think, sometimes I do this play, I think I was born in the wrong era. I think the 70s should have been my age,
Whatever.
Well, then you know what I'm talking about.
Well,
but it's, within this community, like I said, saying earlier, you see all facets of what it is, not just being human, but specifically being Black and human.
Exactly.
And the things that we deal with that no other group of people on this earth have to deal with.
Exactly.
Not just the hardships, but also the type of love that we experience, the type of humor that we share. And it's August had an amazing ear for specificity of the things that only we can appreciate. As a group of people, but that is not to the exclusion of the audience. Anybody can come and appreciate, this world, but specifically, this is a type of world that is really, really, really special. And it's not, like I say, it's not to exclude anyone.
Right.
But
because when you say that, because I think about New York, and I think about Harlem, and I think about during the time when Harlem was really jumping and everything, and it didn't exclude any type of people. Anybody could come down there, come downtown, and see what was going on.
But that music could only be born out of a group of people that have experienced what we've experienced.
That's right. That's right.
And that's what made it special, and it's our gift. And that's the thing. It's our gift to the world. The blues, jazz. That's our gift, and we share it freely. We weren't covetous of that. Those things that we created, those are the only truly American, or at that time, the only truly American art forms, or music forms.
That's true.
And it came out of what? It came out of this melting pot that was America, but specifically out of this people who had survived and endured.
Okay.
So I love Darnell Williams very much, aka Youngblood. You know, he's your brother, he's your nephew, he's your son, he's your cousin. He's people who have big hearts, but don't necessarily always make the right decisions when it comes to his relationship to everybody else. But his heart is always in the right place. I think he's such an upstanding man. Again, you will not make different from some of his tactics. But at the end of the day, you can look and say, you know what? That's a brother who's really doing the right thing. The best he knows how to do it. And I look up to the character. I mean, I know all the time in my personal life, I try to do the right thing. The hard stuff that has to be done, I mean, I know sometimes I've fallen short. And I think Artis has given us this courageous character who, like I say, like it or not, he's gonna take the shot. You know, he may miss sometimes, but he's gonna take that shot. He's actually quite mature in terms of what he's trying to do. I mean, although he acts, some of the stuff is, you question that maturity sometimes with some of his actions. You know, he really has a wonderful soul and heart, and it's something that's very attractive that older men see and want to help him and want to guide him and want to show him things. I mean, the relationship between he and Doug, one of the older jitney drivers, is fantastic. So I think that's how he was dubbed Youngblood, because he's the youngest member in that jitney crew. You know, his girlfriend calls him Darnell by his real name. She never calls him Youngblood. Some of the older cats call him Youngblood. So
and that's what makes it real too, because the girlfriend is always going to call you by your name.
Oh yeah, especially when you're in trouble. I get in trouble a lot.
Okay, so I know, like, you know, during the times like in New York, you know, they had the problems with the taxis and nobody would stop for a person of color. And it just seems like, you know, even through Jitney, you know, you had to, you know, create this cab company so that way you can accommodate the people in the community. Was that one of the problems that people foresaw when they, you know, not having transportation to get around, but then when they did go try to get transportation, they experienced that, well, we're not going to pick you up because of where you live?
Absolutely. Or they just didn't want to go to certain areas. Before they even saw what you looked like, they said, "Oh, what's the address?" "Oh, no, I know that area. I know people look like in that area generally." I mean, you could be as Caucasian as they come, calling from that area, and they say, "No, sir," you know, and so, like, again, this is why August built this community, showed us that there was a time when we serviced our own, when we were together. And this play deals with what happens when the outside factors, when the city starts to infringe upon that community. I mean, cities come in and they're boarding things up. They're shutting down restaurants. They're shutting down, they're saying that we're going to improve the community, so we're going to tear it down and build you something better. Well, what you're really doing is you're really stopping the commerce in this self-contained community, and you're trying to make them dependent upon your goods and services again.
Exactly.
You know, so it's a real tragedy, and you know, we're seeing that again. We're seeing, you know, with gentrification that's happening, you know, in Harlem, people are getting priced out of their businesses and out of their homes, and aren't able to provide the services to the community locally. We're seeing these big conglomerates come in and take over these mom and pop stores. And it's I mean, that's why we got this whole Occupy Wall Street movement, you know, because people are trying to hold these the powers that be accountable.
Exactly.
And this play, you know, is of course a precursor to all of that, but it's a foreshadowing. You know, August was on it, and this, you know, when he wrote this play, he knew it was coming down the pipe. And he saw it. And that's what's important, is that he's a historian, and he's documenting this stuff in a living drama. And it's palatable, so people can watch it and they can see in action how this is going down. You know, it's not like reading a textbook or going through files and looking at legal documents. No, this is how real people are being affected by these policies that have nothing to do with the welfare of documenting this stuff in a living drama. And it's palatable, so people can watch it and they can see in action how this is going down. You know, it's not like reading a textbook or going through files and looking at legal documents. No, this is how real people are being affected by these policies that have nothing to do with the welfare of the everyday man.
You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
it's brilliant. A profound understanding of the world that August has created. He has a profound understanding of the language, profound understanding of the nuances and the subtleties. I mean, not anybody can direct August Wilson to the effect that Rubin does. He has an inexhaustible amount of energy for this work. I mean, he's starring right now on Broadway in Stick Fly, which you should see if you have not already. He's fantastic in that. But he would come and rehearse with us during the day and then go do a show at night. On Saturday, rehearse with us Saturday morning, then go do 2 shows on Saturday. So it's remarkable how much passion and energy and love, just sheer love to the show. Well, let me tell you, I don't always put my money where my mouth is, but I will this time. If you come and you do not have one of the most amazing experiences you've ever had in theater, you come and see me. And I tell you, I might try to do something for that. But I dare you, I challenge you to come out and not have a great time. But you gotta come early because I guarantee you're going to see it again and again. So if you wait till the last week, it's gonna be too late. So come on early and I'll see you at the theater. Thank you.
Wonderful. So Brandon, it was wonderful interviewing you.
Thank you.
And like I said, it's an honor. And I'm just glowing over here because, I get the opportunity, to interview great actors like yourself. And I'm just hoping.
Well, thank you for the work that you do. Thank you.
Thank you. And like I said, I'm just elated. And couldn't wait till you got here. And Unheard Voices, Brandon, Durden. And all I can say is, come on out to see the show.